Palestinians. But I think it will
We're
not
not
be
proposing
practical.
it.
If we
We're not
send them to Canada, they don't speak English. It's better if we send Canada the Jews. They already know English. Their forefather was there. So the more practical thing, if instead of Palestinians, we should talk about the displacement of the Jews, which are gathered from all over the world, from Austria, from Hungary, from Spain, and from even from Algeria. I think this will be
So
the ideal situation. There will be no bone of content.
yes, but that's the issue, Khalid.
Or another solution,
Mm.
Israel, if there will be two states, they should exist. Okay, Israel must accept the real map of Israel, what was in 1948. Then
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
the
there will
thing
be
is,
any conflict
do
left.
you propose do you propose
Shaji,
displacement? Because I
I think
certainly don't. We're just looking at different
I think Shaji,
sides.
Shaji, am I audible?
Yes, you are,
Yes,
Harun.
Arun.
Okay. I think instead to talk about the displacement of Palestinians or Israelis, uh, we should focus more on realistical approach. Of course, the idea to go back to 1948, I'm sure any Palestinian, if we would ask, would likely to go to this solution, but we need to be realistic with it. So the most realistic approach is the UN resolution that I have told, like in the beginning, is the 1967 border. But the problem is the Israelis are not allowing that for decades, having many checkpoints, as you know, in West Bank and Gaza. So you were talking, Shaji, before about what are the root causes about this situation. That is, of course, this question is important. Why now? Why suddenly now? For 10 days ago, the Hamas attack incident went down, and then, the Israeli attacks are now going. Of course, it has also, in larger picture, to do with many geopolitical struggles right now. We cannot see this only as the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. There is, of course, Iran involved. There is the United States of America involved. There is Russia involved, in directly or indirectly. When we are talking about the routes, especially the energy routes and the logistical routes, the proposal, for example, of India in the last G20 meeting, there is one thing what is on the table right now. Of course, it's not viable, and I don't think in foreseeable future that any sane person would finance that because it's a very long route and not good, well thought. But there is another route at danger, and this is the Chinese route coming first over the sea, the next one over Iran, and the other one over Caucasus. So I think Iran is in last time very anxious about this situation, especially the route which is going over the Caucasus and maybe will bypass also Iran. So Iran is interested in creating an instability right now with a low intensity fight. They don't want to mix themselves directly into this fight, but they want to make a bit the region unstable so they can get an upper hand. So that is one thing. Most people are looking in these kind of international problems at one point, but I think that's very dangerous to understand. The whole picture. You need to look also in the region. Where are the flaming points? For example, the Zangezur corridor. Iran is very anxious right now about this corridor because even China is thinking, because of the instability, to not go over Iran, but to use the Azerbaijani corridor. And Iran is right now threatening Turkey and Azerbaijan in that sense. On the other hand, Israel has a very good relation with Azerbaijan. That is also one thing which makes Iran very anxious in that sense. So when we are speaking why the entire world is silent, we need to separate these areas why they are silent. On one hand, when we are speaking about Europe, why they are silent, I tell you why. Because there is a war going on in Ukraine, and this is actually a war that Europe has not wished, but US has accelerated, with its support and with its strategy. So on one hand, you have a Germany who is anxious that maybe next day the Russians will not stand in